Shout out Dr. Hammer for making. I remember him making a comment during after one piece that we played or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, I heard some games going on. Well, thanks for being here." And
And
you
then
you
like
and I
band
just
concert
like
on
look
Super
at
Bowl
each other
Sunday.
like, "God, what are we doing here?" I'm pretty sure we ran. Didn't like you and me and Andy, all of us just run to Grace and watch it on in our
I think
dorm room, I
so.
think,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
second
Oh
half,
yeah.
Yeah.
just to catch anything and Dave Creel like showed up with a six pack of beers. He's like, "You guys watching the game?" Like, yeah, hell yeah. Stupid sweet concert. Like, yeah, that was hilarious. Shout out UOP. Love you, Dr. Hammer. Miss you.
Yeah, what's good? We were just talking about the game.
The Miami game?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Definitely super stoked. Do you know the final?
I saw the end, but I just saw it like 5, 10 minutes ago though,
Dude,
so I was behind.
double doink, two
Yeah.
doinks, back to back. One doinks in. He makes that other one. It's only a 1 point game there at the end. Two. Yeah. And then all
Yeah,
they
that
need
was crazy.
is a field goal. Yeah, that dude, crazy, crazy second half of a football game. That Pat McAfee guy is so funny, dude. The telecast with all of them was so awesome.
I feel like I need to watch back because I actually watched just the regular one. I didn't even realize till it was too late. You already mentioned, but
Yeah. I put it on by accident, I think, and just the way he was like commentating was just absolute
yeah.
dog of a run,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
First
yeah.
down,
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah.
Just a dart of a throw.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, he's just so stoked on everything. It's hilarious. Yeah, go Miami, back to the national championship in over 20 years. Fun fact, I was at the national championship that Miami won against Nebraska in January, probably 24 years ago, I want to say. I think it was
I
2002.
I remember that because they were in
It
like
was at
SoCal.
USC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it was in Pasadena. It was the Rose Bowl. Absolute crazy game. I remember being pissed because I could never sit down the whole time because everybody stood the entire game, and I had to I was like 3 foot something at the time, like 10 years
Yeah,
old or
yeah.
whatever. I had to stand on top of the my chair in order to see anything.
They had a stacked team,
Dude, I
especially
think
on
that like
defense.
eight, 7 or 8 first rounders in the NFL draft came from the U that following year.
Yeah. What was
Ken Dorsey playing quarterback, McGahee. They had so many guys.
I think
Shockey,
it could have even
uh,
been like Ed
Vince
Reed,
Wilfork, Ed Reed.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Vilma.
dude, so many guys were on that team. It was just insane.
What's crazy is I know you just mentioned that story, and I know your sister has ties. I actually remember that game too because, like we said, it was at USC. I wasn't at the game, but I was at the ESPN Disney
Oh,
back then,
ESPN Zone
and
at
it just yeah
Downtown Disney.
that yeah, and it just
Yeah,
happened to be one of those things where both teams just happened to go. Maybe it was just like the like supposed to be there for media stuff anyway, but they were both there, and I just vividly just one thing I remember is that all the Nebraska people, the team kind of like ignored me, like when I went up for autographs completely, and then all the Miami people for whatever reason were just very nice, very nice. One guy gave me his card, which I think they gave all the players, which had basically unlimited
nice.
points to use. And he's like
Hell
leaving,
yeah.
and he's like, "I need a kid. Here, you take it and like have fun."
Nice.
And that's
That
like a
place
nice.
was so sick.
And then I was like, okay, I like Miami, and then it ended up like steamrolling that team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it was a good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an incredible team. Maybe one of the greatest single season college football teams of all time in terms of pure talent that ended up going to the NFL and all having crazy careers.
Yeah, it's kind of like them and the 2020 LSU team.
Yeah, there's so many guys on the NFL from that team too. Yeah. What was that
Yeah.
one game with Hurts and Tua and Burrow, and weren't all those guys playing each other in that
Something
one
like that.
Alabama
Devontae
LSU?
Smith.
Yeah, all those guys on that team.
I mean, just LSU alone. I mean, Burrow had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson as his receivers. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolute dogs.
Absolute dogs.
Dogs.
All right.
Let's get into it. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. What
We
a
just
win.
What a crazy win. Go Miami.
Yeah.
We'll see about the Oregon and Indiana game. I think that's tomorrow, right? So,
Yeah.
but well, transitioning over to NFL now. I know we're delaying the playoffs just a little bit. Did we want to make any small mention just to the coaches at all without going into too
We
much?
should.
Just 8 coaches fired as of January 8th. 25% of the league is in need of a new head coach. Just quick initial thoughts.
Absolutely
Uh,
wild. Go ahead,
it'll
Caleb.
be interesting to see who gets rehired and which of the like old names are just they're done.
Let's see, we had two
So,
fired throughout the season, right? Giants and Titans. Four fired on Black Monday, and then Harbaugh and McDaniels fired later in the week.
yikes. Which one do we think is the most appealing?
You got to be Lamar Jackson, right? Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. You jump. Yeah, an offensive coach is going to want that job, I would assume.
Yeah,
Falcons, maybe. Falcons got to be somewhat enticing.
true, true. Quarterback is still iffy, but you got weapons around him. Giants is somewhat interesting. I'd even say Jackson Dart looks promising, although he's injury prone, but promising rookie year. Cleveland is Cleveland. Tennessee is they just need help all over the place.
Raiders.
Raiders.
Good luck.
Hire me.
They're
Hire-
paying five coaches right now to not coach for them. Just insane. Cardinals, Kyler Murray, big question mark moving
I'll be the
into them.
32nd highest paid coach in the NFL. Or you know what? You can add those five in. I'll be
Yeah.
the 39th highest paid coach or whatever in the NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do it for
Yeah.
$1 million.
Seriously. And then lastly, Dolphins too.
Yep. There's some question mark teams. There's some good teams. What
Um,
coaches do we think, like you said, immediately they go 1-1? They don't take
Okay.
it down step. I think McDaniels takes it down step.
I think Harbaugh is the obvious one for a retread.
Yeah. From what I've been reading, Stefanski is gathering a lot of interest from teams too.
I'm
I
I'm
bet
seeing that too.
I don't know about Dayball.
No.
I liked him though. He just had a shitty team.
They're such idiots.
Yeah.
They finally got him the guy that they wanted, and
Yeah,
we're starting to build
the-
something, then they fire the guy.
That's what I think too.
Just
Build some chemistry
so
and then
stupid.
Harbaugh started as a special teams guy, and I could totally see him just going to the Chargers for 1 year just to be the special teams guy and just to then come back into it.
Mm, that's interesting.
That'd be cool.
I could see
I think he's going to get too many offers to pass up.
yeah. With 8 teams missing though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a nice thought though. The brother thing though. McDaniels, I actually do see somebody hiring him as an OC.
Yeah, I can see that. Raheem Morris, I don't think he gets a head coaching opportunity again right now. Same with Gannon. And I don't even know who the Titans coach. Who was it that they fired? I know it was Mike McCoy took over. Wasn't the guy a brand new hire?
It's Callahan, right? Brian Callahan. And then Pete Carroll fired from the Raiders. Do we think
Just
he gets-
retire, Pete. I'm
goes
sorry. Like you should have just gone out in the sunset with Seattle.
Could have come back as the Pacific Tigers coach, but
Yeah, bring football
Worse.
back to UOP.
Seriously, actually, that would be a nice spot, you know?
I mean,
Like,
I could see like the Dolphins or somebody hiring Pete Carroll or the
but
Falcons.
Antonio Pierce might come back in. I saw him getting linked to the Giants.
Yeah,
wow.
interesting.
Speaking of
That's
Tigers,
interesting.
Jonathan Gannon, does he?
No,
DC?
yeah,
Rich Gannon maybe.
I don't see Gannon getting a head coaching opportunity again. Dude, it was all downhill from him after that guy fumbled on the one and he went over and like shoved him or whatever. Their season was
Yeah.
absolutely, completely downhill from that moment.
That's pretty much all of them right now.
Yeah,
So,
I'd say there's a couple good opportunities, there's a couple bad opportunities.
That's
We'll
why
see.
Zach Taylor's hung on.
probably give him one more year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He has dealt with a lot of injuries, a lot of Burrow being out. a lot, but he's like one of those coaches that was like Sirianni kind of was on the hot seat unless they like went to the Super Bowl and won.
Mhm.
Like goes to the Super Bowl in like your first or second year as a coach and you lose, and then expectations are what they are.
It's a good touch up. Yeah, we'll see. They've got a lot of interviews to come, some coordinator promotions eventually, maybe some college head coach promotions based on how some of these bowl games go.
Yeah.
All right, let's transitioning over to AFC Wildcard Weekend. We did our NFC Wildcard games yesterday. We did our predictions. So
hmm
moving over to the AFC games.
Bills Jags Sunday at 10.
Have they played this year?
Texans played the Bills because we had a first place schedule, but I don't think the Jags played them. Man, this is a wild matchup to me. I'm just going to go start it off here
Go ahead.
because the Bills finally get a playoff picture where there's no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson, and you run into this juggernaut of a Jags team that is firing on 100% cylinders with this emergence of Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen. Like that would be so Bills to finally be like, all right, well, yeah, oh, we're great, no Mahomes, whatever, and then just get annihilated by this Jags team at home.
It could be absolutely a wasted opportunity, but he's kind of run into a little bit of a problem of what Brady had in New England, but with no receivers ever that are just like incredibly reliable. He has good receivers, but no one that's just a standout. There's no Randy Moss, season or something like that. And the season or two with Diggs was okay. There's really not much to speak of throughout this entire season. And I think the Bills are so lucky that James Cook came on as strong as he did because that could have been a completely different season had he just held out longer or, just demanded a trade. I don't think the Bills are as good as they have been in the past. Jacksonville can easily beat them, and it's not a shock. If it was just like a regular Sunday pick'em game, I'm probably taking Jacksonville. So the window on Josh Allen himself might be closing with the Bills, but they need to do something in the offseason and actually get some weapons for him that are, game in and game out. Imagine if Pickens went there,
Yeah,
like that would have just been a way different looking team. So I,
totally.
I don't know. I think they get, chopped off at the knees because of their air attack. It'd be nicer if they were playing in Buffalo, obviously.
I think there's a huge home field advantage for Jacksonville and a huge missed opportunity for the Bills to not win the AFC East.
Yeah, that side of
Yeah,
the bracket though sucks.
yeah,
It's so
for
hard
sure.
for them.
I
Yeah.
was just trying to check the stats right here.
What do you got?
I just wanted to see what the Jacksonville was at home. They're 7-2 at home this year. Does anybody have the line for this game?
It opened at 1.5 and it's still 1.5 for the Bills.
Bills.
So Jacksonville's actually underdog. 51.5 total points. It's pretty high.
I mean, they got a new coach. They have biffed it pretty hard in the playoffs a couple times. They had that big comeback against the Chargers a couple years ago, but other than that, they are a prove it team. So I can see why
Jackson.
it's like that. But I want the Bills to win. I'll say this because they're a lower seed and then they have to go to the Broncos. So I think I'm going to pick them. And I'd also like to see Jacksonville lose. But I could really see Jacksonville winning this game and it could get ugly fast.
This is a weird game for me. For when I first just hear it off the bat, I'm pretty confident in the Bills. But I've seen the Bills, most recently seen them against my team. When Josh Allen has to do everything, they don't look the same. I'm kind of leaning Jacksonville, actually. It's crazy.
Do it.
I would have never thought that with Trevor Lawrence, but I think I'm kind of giving them the slight edge with the home field. I'm leaning Jacksonville. What say you, Caleb?
Yeah, I think they have the momentum. I think they're just on the up, and the Bills kind of flatlined essentially. I just they're a good football team, but they're not. I don't feel like they have just this incredible ceiling where they're going to score 44 points. But Jacksonville could score 40 plus points really quickly, you know?
Jacksonville lost to the Texans in that comeback game with Davis Mills 36-29. They have
Oh,
been on an absolute tear to end the season. They beat the Chargers 35 to 6. They beat the Cardinals 27-24. They beat the Titans 25 to 3. They beat the Colts 36 to 19. They beat the Jets 48 to 20. They beat the Broncos 34 to 20. They beat the Colts 23 to 17. They beat the Titans 41 to 7.
okay.
That's kind of a lot of shitty teams,
Yeah.
but they did beat up on the Broncos.
Yeah, I was gonna say some shitty teams, but they beat them down the way they're supposed to, at least
Yeah,
too.
yeah. You
Um,
put them away for sure.
I will totally agree with your first sentiment though, Jeff. Like if they do lose, especially in this first round, yeah, the Bills, Josh Allen, McDermott, they will never hear the end of it with all
He's
these
got to
other
get fired. It has to. I
they will
mean, he
just
probably shouldn't, but the Bills fans will come for his
they'll
head.
blow up that home team. They probably the GM too. Yeah, like no excuses. So
No excuse.
all that pressure right now is on the Bills in a way, even though they're at home. I mean, on the
They
road.
will burn down the old stadium.
Yeah.
It will just be done.
I mean, you got to get people excited about this team moving forward, new stadium and everything. If you first round exit, like that's going to be crazy. I'm still picking the Bills. I think they got to win this game, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll reserve my vote to change. As of this video, Jacksonville.
Okay, Jags, Bills, Caleb, you're
Yeah.
finishing with Bills
Yeah.
or Jags?
Jags.
Jags.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I
Okay.
love it.
All
It's gonna be
right.
wild time. That's the 10 a.m. game on Sunday. Be there or be square.
All
So I
right.
guess that means
Sunday night game.
Sunday
Hmm.
night. There's no Sunday.
Oh no, it's at 1:30.
The 1:30 is the Eagles game.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
That's
Oh
how it
yeah,
works.
you're right. Sunday at 5:15. Yeah,
yes.
Chargers, Patriots. Night game in Foxborough.
Yeah, man, the Chargers are so beat up. This could have been awesome, but I just don't know if they have the firepower anymore. I mean, really, they're in the playoffs
You're
because
talking
of
about offensive
their
line.
yeah, because
Their
of the
defense has held them for a long time. Yeah.
but they can explode for some points. I mean, if they get their running game going, that is a much different. They can just go down the field quickly if they, get a two-headed running, tandem going. But the Patriots have been so good all year. Their defense has been really stout all year, and I think Vrabel plays this game incredibly methodically, and they win handedly. I would say like a 31-17 type of game.
Says Patriots -3.5.
Yeah,
Weather doesn't look like much. 26 degrees.
that's cold.
So cold.
That's cold for some California boys to fly
Yeah,
there and play
some
at
indoor
night.
playing dudes. Yeah.
Herbert is still he's okay now. He's been battling some
Yeah, I mean,
injuries.
he has the broken hand thing or whatever, but I guess he's okay. They did get Hampton back. I just feel like this is a game where like Trevion Henderson just goes off, like an old school LeGarrette Blunt game, just in Foxborough. Him and Rahandre Stevenson just get freaking two tutties each.
Did these teams play this year?
No, they didn't. Their last time they played was in December of 24, and the Chargers won 40 to 7.
And that
Well, that's
was
what
I
the
was
yeah.
just looking at that. That
40.
was
I don't
week
think Drake May
17.
played that game. Or no, you
Yes.
said 24?
Yeah.
Damn, who was even the
No, it was last year. Drake May played.
The last game of last year or something like that, or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
sec.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Drake May was 12 of 22 for 117 yards and a
But
touchdown.
okay,
He got sacked four
yeah,
times.
but he was a rookie.
Yeah.
So what's changed since then? Okay, he's gotten obviously a lot better, possibly MVP conversation. He's got
Hmm.
weapons, like you mentioned now. Travion, he didn't have weapons before. He didn't really have protection before.
No.
Defense for the Patriots has always been solid this year, but even though they don't really have a lot of big names, I know Christian Gonzalez, but outside of that name, not really. They play good team defense. They
They
don't make
put
a
up a
lot.
lot of points and they don't make a
Yeah.
lot of mistakes, like you're about to say. Yeah.
Disciplined, yeah.
Vrabel.
I still give Harbaugh a shot, He always in general, he gets his teams ready to play, but I'm going to give the edge to the Patriots.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm picking the Pats for sure.
Yeah, I'm taking
Um,
the Pats.
Justin Herbert's got a lot to prove, I think, in this game. Otherwise, that's two bad playoff showings in a row from him. Because last year, the
Yeah.
Texans just absolutely routed him.
Yeah. You can kind of put him in the same a little bit like Josh Allen, like no Burrow, no Lamar, no Mahomes, no excuses too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to move on to the last game?
I think we
Yes.
can.
All right, Jeff, your game. Monday night.
Monday night. The more stats I look into this game, the less I'm excited about it.
Oh, can we hear some? Let's hear some. T Texans at Steelers. Well, here, let's hear
Yeah.
some good ones. Let's hear some
Uh,
pro
well,
Texans one.
they're not really pro Texans is the problem that I'm having with this. Tomlin hasn't lost a Monday night game in Pittsburgh, I think ever, at least in 18 years,
Including playoffs?
including playoffs.
Nice.
So that's not fun at all. What's my other stat? I had another stat.
Hey, you know
I'm
what?
not excited about the
Brady,
field conditions because Fairbairn has been like an absolute rock for us this year when we can't move the ball. And we all saw what happened last week on that field with some missed kicks. So that's
Yeah.
worrisome to me too.
Yeah. Got a head coach fired.
Exactly.
Brady had never lost to the Cowboys until he got embarrassed in that wild card loss with the Bucks. So things happen. And
Yeah.
that was his last game.
CJ Stroud, this is his fifth playoff game, if you can believe it. He's 2-2. He's won each time in the wild card round and lost in the divisional round. So it's kind of a he needs to take a step up this year too. First time the Texans have made the playoffs 3 years in a row. So that's a fun little stat. Tomlin, I was going to look at Tomlin's record in the playoffs. They haven't made it a ton of times like you may have think, but they've also the times that they have made it have gone really far.
Well, they've won it twice with him. No, they've won it once with him.
Yeah, he's won. They won against the Cardinals and Kurt Warner, right? It was
Yeah.
early Ben, and then they lost to the Packers that one when we were in college.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've
With a
never been
sweet
back
performance
since.
that should never have happened.
Yeah. Shout out Dr. Hammer for making, I remember him making a comment during like after one piece that we played or whatever. He's like, yeah, I heard some games going on. Well, thanks for being here.
And then like
you and
Ben
I
talks
just
it
like
on
look
Super
at
Bowl
each other
Sunday.
like, oh, what are we doing here? I'm pretty sure we ran. Didn't like you and me and Andy, all of us just run to Grace and watch it on in our
I think
dorm room,
so.
I think,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
second
Oh
half,
yeah.
Yeah.
just to catch anything uh Dave Creel like showed up with a six pack of beers. He's like, you guys watching the game? Like, yeah, hell yeah. Stupid sweet concert. Like, yeah, that was hilarious. Shout out UOP. Love you, Dr. Hammer. Miss you. Tomlin is 8-11 in the playoffs.
Hmm.
One of those Super Bowl years he had a bye, so he only had to play 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. So it hasn't been great for him recently. D'Amico Ryan's the same as CJ Stroud. He's 2-2. So we'll see. I think the Texans can easily win this game. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think we drew a really good offensive matchup for the way our defense plays. You're giving me the oldest quarterback who's not mobile at all. All they do is dump the ball off and hope for yards after the catch. It's like one of the things that the Texans defend the best is yards after the catch. So all we need is Stroud to just have a decent game, take care of the football, put up some points, hopefully not struggle in the kicking game, and I think we can easily come out of this with a dub.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like Texans -3. I know I've been asking this for every game. Did you guys play each other this year?
We did not.
Okay.
We played the Ravens as the only one in that division when Lamar was out.
Okay. So Steelers, I mean, okay, so they do have home field. We'll give them that. But I saw them last week against the Ravens, even though they did win that game, and you could see they have no weapons outside of DK. When they didn't have him, they just didn't know what they could do. They couldn't do anything. Like you said, it's a lot of dump offs to Warren and Gainwell and just run after the catch. I love your defense against that. I agree. Fast defense, blitzing Rodgers, not mobile. Again, like you said, feasting on him.
Yeah.
They're missing a good piece too. There's tight end named Darnell Washington, who's like a blocker slash receiver. He's huge too in the blocking. He's like their 6 line, but being out for the year. So I really like that matchup for you guys. And I agree. CJ Stroud doesn't have to go all out and win this game. He just doesn't have to do too much and like lose the game.
Yeah.
let the game come to him. Take the points where you can get them. Don't try to do too much. Because Steelers, they still have a strong defense, and I like the Texans right now too.
Yeah, I mean, overall, in the scheme of things with the playoff seeding, the Texans got a good draw because if there were to be an upset, I think the Bills would upset Jacksonville, and then Houston, instead of having to go off and play at Denver, can go play at New England, which I think just in terms of location is better. So I think the Texans are in a good spot. Steelers barely are in.
Yeah.
The Steelers are in because a guy
That
really
meme.
shanked a fucking field goal. Or it might have been
Yeah,
tipped, I guess, now that more time has gone by. But
he
if it was
missed.
Texans Ravens, I'd be like, dude, I don't know, because
I
it's
didn't. Yeah. A
Hmm.
hundred thousand percent.
so I think the Texans are a legit playoff team, and the Steelers won their division, which has the Browns and Toe Burrow. So
Yeah.
I don't. Good job by them, I suppose. It's kind of like with Carolina, like someone had to win it. You guys are fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so give me the Texans. I think it's Texans on the road. They're favorites by like 3.5 or something. So that's awesome. What's the money line on that actually?
So I have the Steelers have not lost a home Monday night football game since, here we go, October 14th, 1991. 23 consecutive. They have
Not
lost a
only
few on the road under Tomlin, but they have not lost a home Monday night game under Tomlin.
you guys weren't even born.
I was
Yeah, you're like
I was less than 6 months old. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous that we're talking about this. I love to break streaks, and the Texans don't give a flying F about that. I guarantee you that. They are not that type of team. They don't try to disguise either what they do, either on defense, So just you gotta really beat them. And they're hard hitting. It's not gonna be fun to play them. They're gonna get to Rodgers. I know they will. And it's gonna be on Stroud to win this game for Houston, I think.
If say the Texans win, do we think this is Rodgers' last game?
I can see him maybe wanting to run it back with Tomlin again because it seems like they've had this nice rapport. I think if he lost that Baltimore game, yes. I think that's like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this anymore. But they have a close playoff game maybe and they almost win or something. I can see him being like, maybe I'll try again. I don't know. I got a decent thing going here.
I think he totally would have retired with his last play being that go ahead touchdown. That would have just been a nice, what am I going to be able to do? My guy didn't miss a freaking extra point the entire season until then.
So
But
crazy that
my
that
last play
happened.
was a game winner, so I'm okay with that. But it sounds like the Steelers just like him anyway. So they got the rookie that didn't play at all this year, kind of behind him, and Mason Rudolph, I think. But
They have nobody. Let's be clear. They
yeah,
have
this
nobody
really
if
isn't a
if they
quarterback
move on.
draft,
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, we'll see. Like the last video, let's touch on the number one seed, give him a
Yeah,
little bit of respect. So
absolutely.
I
uh,
will leave it to you guys.
Nothing
You
needs to
guys get
be
out the
said
floor.
about. I was going to say, Andy, you really want to talk about Sean Payton's team and give some kudos to them? What a joke of a one seed. I'm sorry. I'll go off on a little tangent here. They was not deserving at all. They got lucky. The Texans would have beat that ass when we played them if Stroud didn't have a concussion. They needed a last second field goal to beat us. So I'd like to see them in the playoffs, but I don't really want to go there because I know it's hard to play there. So I'd be happy to see Josh Allen win 2 games in a row and feeling good and then gets to come into Houston for an AFC championship game and get his butt creamed. But I think the Broncos are okay. I think offense can do things. I'm not sold on the defense, and I'm not sold on the team in general. They've played down to people a lot. They won a lot of close games with teams that they shouldn't have been in. Caleb, you go ahead.
they are 9-2 in one score games,
Yeah.
with the two games they lost were week 2 and week 3 back to back to
Mm.
an Indianapolis team that was on freaking fire and playing at a really good Chargers team that was, also doing good. Their other wins are against terrible Bengals. They beat the Eagles at the Link,
Yeah, they came
which
back. Ugh. Yeah.
impressive. But then they had maybe the worst football game I've ever seen in my life against the Jets in Germany.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That was
That
such a sloppy game.
was the might have been the worst game ever. And then they follow that up by beating the Giants by a point. They beat up on a shitty Cowboys team. They just get by the Texans. They beat the Raiders by 3,
Yeah,
10
10
to
to
7.
7. Wow.
Mm.
I mean, as I keep going down this whole thing, they beat the
Barely
Commanders
beat
by
the
a point. They beat the
Chiefs.
Raiders by
Yeah.
a touchdown. It's like, come on.
Yeah, they're frauds.
It's not a single good
Mhm.
team from
Yeah.
week like 6 on that they played. And then finally when they do play a good team in Jacksonville, they get destroyed. So I think they are beneficiaries of how the league is good at keeping parity up and making sure the bad teams get easier schedules the following year, but they could lose their first game and it wouldn't shock me.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll give them, they got a really good solid defense. Bo Nix doesn't really turn the ball over. So good teams find ways to win. So I'll give them that much. What do you guys think? Who's going to be farther? Or who do you feel more confident? The Seahawks as the number one or the Broncos as the number one?
Seahawks,
Yeah,
1000%
Seahawks.
for sure. They're actually a true number one, I would say.
I think we got
Okay.
Houston, New England as the AFC game.
Let's
Okay.
Jeff,
go.
Jeff.
Some dogs in 'em.
Any final thoughts?
Houston to the moon, baby. We're going all the way. It's going to be a Eagles Houston Super Bowl.
Kill me.
That's what I gotta say. No bias whatsoever from the Schlopcast here at all. So let's go.
All right.
Gonna be a
Thanks.
great wild card weekend.
Thanks for tuning into the Shopcast.
Shaba.
Shabba la beesh, baby.